Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ghostmouth Gaming with me, Christopher, and this is Cities Skylines, and what is going to be our new series. And before you say anything, yes, I do realize that most channels that do Cities Skylines series, they are usually devoted to Cities Skylines. This channel is not, and it's not going to be either. But I still want a series on this game on this channel. And why do I want that? Well, I probably have a sort of an egoistic reason for this. See, because I've never really gotten far in Cities Skylines. I've started a couple of cities, but never really gotten far at all. I don't know exactly why that is, but I think that one of them is that I get sort of exhausted. I might have gone, slightly too much into detail, and at some point I'm not gonna say grow bored, but it just feels like such an undertaking, basically. So one of my reasons for doing this on this channel is that if I do that, well, I can't just quit, can I? I need to keep going. So hopefully this is going to help me actually get one of the great cities out there into the world. We'll see about that. So what are we going to do today? Well, the eagle-eyed of you already know. Well, sort of know, I guess. You can see it in the title. First of all, we're going to do all the milestones. And for those of you who don't know about milestones in Cities Skylines, milestones are population milestones, basically. The number of population that you have will count towards your milestone. So we're going to go for the one that gives us the final milestone. And that is something that I've never ever been close to, so that's going to be interesting. The second one, I have labeled all DLCs. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, on the left here you can see the DLCs that I have. I don't have all of them, but I have quite a few of them. The most of the ones over here, those are just radio stations. I don't really care about that. I do miss some of them. I do miss the Art Deco one, I'm missing High Tech one, and also Modern Japan. Now, Modern Japan I don't know if I want, because this is obviously not going to be a Japanese city, so it might be a bit out of place to have some Japanese buildings. But a high-tech and Art Deco I might get, but it feels like I don't need them right now. We're in the very beginning of this series, so we might get that later on. High-tech isn't really something we're going to be doing. I do have the rest though. So what I mean by all DLCs is that I want to utilize the stuff that you get from the DLCs. So we have the mass transit one, for example. I want to use all of the mass transit options that exist. We have green cities, getting environmentally friendly stuff. That's cool. Some of these I don't really know too much about. I mean, after dark, isn't it more than just day and night? I don't know. There might be more to that than just day and night cycles, but yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that gets introduced in different DLCs, and I want to utilize all of that. So at least, one instance of all of the things is basically what I'm going to try to go for. So that's about it for the setup for this series. So let's have a bit of a look at what map we're going to play on. Now, I have looked through the workshop to find a map that I like, but I don't know why, but I haven't really been able to find one. So I started looking through the ones that are included in the game. So this one from Campus, I believe it is, kind of looks cool, because what I want is not super flat. So if you go to, I think it's this one, for example, I mean, sure, there's a bit of a mountain thing here, but for the most of the rest is pretty flat. I think there's a lot of these that are just a little bit too flat. Like this one, it's kind of boring. And I did have this one, but this almost feels like too much water. This feels, a reasonable amount of water. And a lot of farmland. Yes, indeed. Farming resources aplenty. So we're going to be doing some of that. And we'll see exactly how much farming I do. Yeah, we'll see about that. For the rest, fairly, even amount of stuff, I guess. So, what are we going to be called? Well, we are obviously going to be called Ghostville. That is absolutely true. It's always going to be Ghostville, not Ghost Town, because that has weird connotations. No, Ghostville is what we're going to be named. And obviously when we are going to get big, Ville is going to be a rather odd, rather odd name for a big city, but that's not a problem. I think that's about it. Let's head down to the map and see what we have to work with. And here we are. And I gotta say, this little place, ooh, it's quite a trickle starting tile, isn't it? A lot of water. I mean, it's almost, I was about to say 50% water. That's a little bit too much. No, it's not 50% water, but it's a lot of water here. Okay. Okay, so basically this is what we saw in the minimap, and I was already thinking that, yeah, we might do some farming here, but now I'm thinking that we might not do farming here. Because obviously this is going to be the start of the city, and I kind of want to run a road straight through here, I think. Which then might go sort of, ooh, yeah, sort of alongside here. That would be kind of cool. But we have a really big farming area over here. That seems like a nicer place to have it. Because then you can just have a road coming off here into that area. So we might forfeit this one for farming. There's a lot of farming areas, so I don't really think that that is a problem. So, how are we gonna do this? Well, first of all, yes, indeed, I have a fair amount of mods. They aren't all working as I want them to. I have realized this, because I have this little button over here. This is the Unified mod, or Unified UI mod. This is supposed to collect various mods. It has only collected the roundabout builder. It should connect these two. Intersection marking tool and the node controller. I don't know why they are not up there. I don't know how to get them there either. So that's a bit odd. Never mind. I can work with this anyway. Might be some update that I'm not having. I don't know. Right. Let me go over two things that I want to try, and I'm gonna try and follow it. It's not gonna be it's not gonna be something that I follow blindly, but I'm gonna at least attempt it. The first thing is that I'm gonna try to, as much as possible, to follow the topography of the map. So as you can see, I mean, this is a pretty decent spot. I mean, just a little bit of an elevation, but not terribly much. But if I'm getting over here a bit, I don't know exactly how many buildings I'm going to build here, but if I do, yeah, I'm going to try and make everything follow the terrain as much as possible. So I absolutely see a chance to get up here with a road. That'd be kind of cool. So that is one thing. The second thing is that I want to make the city feel, I guess organic is a word. I don't know if that's a good word, but what I basically am talking about is that I want to, as little as possible, remove roads and buildings. It is going to happen. I cannot be, I'm not going to be too stringent about that, but for the most part, I'm going to try to avoid removing and rebuilding roads, etc., etc. So I'm going to be fairly mindful exactly of how I place my roads. That is basically what that's going to mean. Obviously, upgrading roads, making them bigger, etc., etc., that is going to be a central point as well. But for the most part, yeah, I want to try and avoid changing roads, etc., etc., too much. So that's one thing. Another thing, this is one thing that I've been thinking about how I want to do it, is that one thing that is an issue in the city's skylines is zoning. And not exactly zoning itself, but how zoning blocks are placed. So if you take two roads with zoning, you place them in a nice little grid, it's not exactly clear which road blocks are connected to in a corner. That's one thing. And one thing is that if you place two rows fairly close by to each other, the game sort of haphazardly assigns zoning blocks to the roads around it. So I don't want that. I'm gonna be a little bit more in control. So what I did is I got this little mod, the zoning adjuster. The first thing I did was I took basically the roads that I wanted. So for example, this is the standard 2-lane road, I believe. Is it? No, it's actually not. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go to, this is, by the way, another mod that puts your roads into slightly more tabs like this. So that's kind of nice. Am I not able to build this? I actually am not able to build this. Is this a road? No, it isn't, right. User-made, it is a user-made asset. No, okay, never mind. Those are if I want to see the user-made assets, of which I have only one, which is that. That is the parking urban road. I have no idea where that is from. Right, let's just do this, so I can just unlock all of the roads that we have access to. There we go. And I've completely forgotten what I was about to say. Never mind then. It's fine. So, how are we gonna start the city? Because it is time. I've been talking way too much. It's time to get the show rolling. Well, what we're gonna do first is that we are gonna set up a roundabout. So, going to roundabout builder, we are gonna have it on not free cursor mode. I want to be able to set it like this. I don't want it exactly that big. I think that works better. So we'll place that, and I do want the 2-lane road. And obviously, the game is clever here, because that is obviously 2-lane 1+1 road, so one lane going one way and one the other. But when you put it like this, it actually sort of figures out that you want it in two different, or in the same direction, I think. Or do I have to? No, as I said, that actually works. Now, one thing that I did wrong here is the zoning thing. I don't want this to be zoned. I had issues with upgrading that. If I disable zoning and upgrade, yeah, I can actually move it. There we go. But not that one. Yeah, the mod is a bit odd. It sort of allows you to... Yeah, see? It sort of has to be one tile that's zoned, and I don't understand exactly why. Don't exactly why. You know what? Let's try this. Let's remove that. Let's go over here. Disable zoning. Can I sort of work these in junction? I hope I can. There we go. So now there's no zoning on that. There's a lot of zoning on that. You know what? Screw it. I'm not gonna bother with this little... This roundabout can be zoned. I'm not gonna build anything here anyway, so that's fine. Right, this lane, by the way, is way too much bridge, way too big, but I'm not going to be able to do much about it right now. We'll do that later. For now, though, we're just going to do this. We're going to put a road. I'm going to go like that. And I forgot about the thing. Right, let's talk about the thing. By the way, ooh, maybe I can do it like this. Maybe I can create my own little... Maybe I can create my... Oh, what are you doing? There we go. Maybe I can create my own little roundabout. What if I do that? Let's try it. That is looking good. I think this is gonna be fine, right? See? And no zoning. Beautiful. Perhaps a little bit too big, but that's fine. So the thing that you can do is this. Build a... straight road. Right, build this. Because if you build this, that keeps the, or rather blocks the roundabout from warbling like you just saw it do. Right, new attempt from not entirely the middle, a little bit like this, I think. There we go, same thing here, and anarchy. Anarchy, very, very useful. This obviously has to be changed. There we go. So 2 lanes coming into this roundabout and 2 out onto the highway. Beautiful. And as for the road coming down there, obviously now we don't really have a lot of roads opened up, I think. Ooh, we actually do have the 4-lane road. Well, beautiful. We're going to start with that one. Again, still going to be disabled zoning. And by the way, what is that option? Zoning setback. Gap between the road edge and the zoning grid. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, 0, please. So, I'm thinking that why not just do this fairly simple? Just a straight road coming off of here. Like all the way over here. No, that's a little bit too expensive, actually. You know what? This actually is way too expensive, isn't it? 60 a cell. How much is this? That is 40. Okay, it's not that much else. This is one of the assets that I have downloaded. which is a 4-laner, which I might like, but you know what? In the beginning here, let's not do that. So, zoning is off. Let's just draw a road out to like here. Zoning remains off, beautiful. Now this road we're gonna upgrade at some point, so we're gonna have to be careful about that. I'm thinking that this is a good place for a industry area, because you come in, ooh, yeah, I can't go further out, but yeah, you come in here via the rocks, so to speak, so it will be a little bit protected, so you don't necessarily see them. We can add some more trees, etc. here at a later stage. So let's just do a little bit of a thing. I'm thinking, actually, yeah, let's just do this, and we will do a small bend in the road, sort of like that, as well as a little bit more, and then we can come in here, like that. And we are still using no zoning, which is exactly what I like. So this is gonna come up, ooh, crap, of course it's not exactly the correct way. Let's remedy that by going like this, so we know that this is straight, sort of there-ish. Then we can come down and connect that up. There we go. So now what we do is we go into this again and we enable zoning. And we go back here. So I want do I want it right here by the road? Yeah, I think I do. So let's just go in here. Let's go. Why do you not want to cut in there? Is that because of the tree? Was that because of the tree? There we go. Thank you. So now we have zoning. And what you can see here now is that this is exactly what I wanted. I want the zoning to not be disturbed by this road. And I also know now that any building will be connected to this road. Perfect. Exactly what I wanted to see. Just going to do two fairly straight on here. Don't think I want to do anything here. We can already see that, yeah, this is actually coming up a bit, which means that I'm probably not going to zone right here. And this can actually... Oh, what the hell happened there? What in the world is happening here? That looks odd. Why do you want that to be a... Is that something... Is there something happening here? Yes, yes it is. There we go. That was odd. Let's do that road a little bit longer so I can see exactly what's happening. Yeah, there's some spaces here where I won't zone, but I'll probably zone down here. So that's the sort of the industry area. Over here we're gonna have a living area, a residential area. Do I want a connection to the roundabout here as well? I think I do, you know. I think I do. Yes. Yes. Yes, that is a good idea. Let's just have a road coming down sort of here-ish. Right, so we're no, not supposed to be zoned. Go away. Not supposed to be zoned. There we go. Cool, cool, cool. This road might actually also be upgraded at some point. So what I'm thinking is, what if we actually run a road? This is, what is this supposed to be? Let's look. Is this supposed to be regular soil? I don't know. Let's do a road coming sort of down here-ish. Remove snapping when doing stuff like this. Yeah, that could work at some point. We'll keep that up. Open up. So there we go. We can have that little road. Let's start with... Do I want to start with a residential area here? I might do that, yes. So the way that this is one of the things that I've been doing wrong when I've started cities, which is that I've opted for small suburban style areas for my first areas, which is that I generally have a road like this. I do a small road coming off, and then I do sort of a loop coming around, and I build around the loop. That loop is never straight, and what happens then with the zoning is that it will basically be very inefficient. There won't be much space for living accommodations, so very inefficient. I don't want to do that on this occasion. I'm going to do what I don't really like to do, but I'm going to do grids. So that is what's going to happen. So I'm going to work with this road as a priority. I was about to say normalized. I'm going to use this road. So what I'm going to do? No, I'm going to do this. This is what I was thinking. Still disable zoning, have an entry point into this little area here. Is it? Well, this road can actually just go. Oh, that is not what I wanted. That is not what I wanted. This can actually go pretty far here. This can actually go all the way. Okay, so there is some. Ooh, right. Ooh, I don't know if I like that. Okay, well. Move it mod to the rescue. Can we just lower this? Because I'm okay with it being raised on the other side. That's not a problem. So that looks kind of good. Yes, that looks better. Then we'll run this basically where we can have it actually sort of like this. If we go, no, actually, don't do that first. Do this first. Anarchy this in. Okay, apparently we can't anarchy that in. It is apparently not entirely. How can that not be? How is that not 90 degrees? Okay, this is odd. Let's remove that. I'm getting there. Don't you guys worry. Oh, because this is actually not. I see that now. Yes. Okay. Fair enough. I will do it on this side then. So let's start here. What I was thinking was just a slight angle here, coming down here, and that looks okay-ish, I think. Then this comes up to about here and up here, and there's our first area. Right, and we are again gonna have to lower a little bit here. So we're gonna lower this, not too much, mind, but a little. There we go. And now we're getting into the fun stuff, which is that we're gonna turn zoning on, and we're gonna start zoning. So you're gonna come basically off of here, go all the way, remove snapping. Oh, it's gonna snap, isn't it? Oh, that's annoying. Okay, so if I go here first then. If we go here first. Ooh, well actually, you know what? That's it's not gonna fit two, rather I'm not gonna be able to fit two rows here. So let's actually do it like this. Let us do it like this. No, we don't have, we can actually have that now. That's fine. Boy, this is gonna go well. So we do it like that, we do it like that, and then this road can have a little bit of an entry point here, which can come down all the way here. So that's going to be our first little zone. Now this looks very peculiar. We're going to have to raise here, as a matter of fact. So this is going to have to come up. This is going to have to come up a bit. This is going to have to come down, and this is going to have to come down. I don't know exactly why that still looks. Is it because this needs to come up? Yes. Okay, so this needs to come up. That's fine. Trying to move with the terrain a little bit, but that's okay. So that's going to be our first little one. And if you now go into zone, you can see that. Oh, that looks so good. Oh, it's so beautiful. So what we're going to do is we are not going to zone this section right here. We are going to zone the rest though. But it does feel, yeah, this is what has happened. The game has now not followed what I wanted. This road is not going to be zoned. Let's see if I can make that happen. There we go, thank you. That is not supposed to be zoned. And actually, this is also not supposed to be zoned. The game has sort of added zoning now for some reason. I don't know exactly why. So if I do this, this should now be fine. There we go, that's looking better. So I'm gonna have to remove this as well. No zoning. And I'm fine with that being no zoning, because what I can do here is I can add like a pork or something in the corner here. That's gonna be fine. So I'm actually gonna start, well actually there's no zoning ties there now, so that's fine. We're gonna start by just zoning up all of that. I'm leaving a space here for pedestrian paths in the future. Right, we're gonna do some industry. Now, ideally, I don't want 4x4 industries, but I guess that I'm gonna go for it anyway. Before I forget it, by the way, let's do some power. Now, normally I go for wind power, but they're a little bit expensive up front. I might go for some later, but for the starting point, I will go for a coal power plant. It's a bit bad, but I'll jam it right at the edge here. Or do I just go at the corner? I guess the corner is fine. We're not going to be able to fit it in here. So let's get you there. And then we go back to this, because I just want to make sure that I do this the way I wanted it. So you there. And exactly where does that come down? Sort of like here. So we can zone that. And we can zone that. I'm not going to zone anything here, but we can zone this. So that's kind of cool. I will zone not entirely close to the road. I might upgrade this road at one point as well, at least into this area. Possibly. So we can actually remove these now. We are not going to add much else to the roundabout. So let's add the rest of them. We want some water. We don't want the water too close to the industry, because that would be contaminated. We don't want it too close to the residential areas either. Can I place it over here somewhere? The amount that it's producing doesn't seem to be affected. I mean, isn't it kind of cool to have it over here? Or not? At some point I kind of want it like over here. This is way better because, you know, high up. Shucks. Let's actually just place it, because I kind of want it in the center of the roundabout, but that's not going to fly, is it? I'm spending way too much thinking about this. I'm going to place it here. I'm going to place it so that I don't necessarily remove things. So we'll place you there. We also need the water drain pipe, and I'm a little bit lucky here. We have the direction going here. That's cool. So that's good. Let's run the electricity. I have some downloaded stuff for this, which is, first of all, a slightly bigger one. My idea is that power production is going to be removed at some point from like the city. So I'll have like the power production, I don't know where, but you know, very far away, and we'll run these large lines, sort of like you see in real life. So you have these larger lines, probably double lines, because it looks good. And then what we have is these smaller ones. I don't know exactly if they actually work, but as you can see, you can place them. Are these network ones? Yes, they are network ones. So you can sort of place them here, and with anarchy on, yeah, you can have them sort of, you know, like they are in real life. And oh, can we actually make them as long as we want to? That's odd. But yeah, you can place these, and we're gonna try and use them if I can. We will see. For now, though, regular lines are absolutely fine. So we are gonna run. This. Well, they're gonna be removed from the fact that we're getting industries in here. So let's just remove, or rather move them over here. They should be. That's fine. Again, I'm not gonna bother too much right now with this, so let's not do that. So power here, a little ding, and also lastly water. We can remove that, but we'll remove this because I want this to come out. Let's actually connect it to here straight. straight line, and in the corner here we do this because, yeah, I am one of those people who enjoy laying it out like this. So out here, so there's a small little bend here, so let's just do that up to the roundabout, through roundabout like that, follow road here, a little bend in here, and then we'll just go out. I'll do this now. I know it might not be the best thing to do, but we can change that later. Get this in over here, and oh, that's a bit annoying. That is a bit annoying. No, I don't want that. Go away. I want you to hook up to that one, and now you can hook up to those. There we go. So first little area, everything is set up. We are sitting comfortably at 21,000 actually, so we have more money to spend here. But let's actually, you know what, let's set up the next area as well. So that is basically a second area. We're going to build on this in this direction, I believe. And as you can see, I still need to sort of work with the zoning and no zoning thing. But I think I got it in the end. And as for the last thing, we're going to do a little commercial area, which I think I want off of this road. So what we're going to do is, we're going to do, again, no zoning. Yes, no zoning is off. Might actually not matter, but I'm going to put it here. I'm basically just going to do this. And this, I actually do want one road, or one lane, sorry, one lane, but I don't have access to any one lanes. Do I even have one lane? I don't know. We might have to get one of those. But it can be... can actually be 2 lane right now, but I am going to upgrade that to 1 way. There we go. So that's a 1-way road without zoning. Then we're going to put on zoning again. We're going to have ourselves just a road coming off here and a road coming off here. That is where we're going to zone some commercial, like that. So obviously we'll see what happens with this as I upgrade this road, but for now that is what that's gonna look like. So let's see what actually happens with the city now that we finally turn the speed on. I'm getting the little segment here in, but I totally forgot about water, didn't I? Yes, I did. In this little section, and in this section, and energy, and all of that. Yes, I did. I did forget that. It is fine, though. We will start working on that immediately. I should not have done it like that. We want it to come down like that. We want that to come down like that. And now we can run it from here. There we go, that's fine for now. Hook it up there, and we need to do the same thing here. You can come, actually, yes you can come all the way down here, but no, let's actually park it along these little roads like so. There we go, and finally some power over to the commercials. Like that, and we can presumably actually change this up a bit already, so you only need to come down into this one. There we go. Right. Oops, don't forget that. So yeah, as soon as I can, I'm obviously removing these power lines, but right now we do need them. So hopefully we're gonna get some more people moving in here. We're actually losing money right now. So, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna spend some money on roads, because we're gonna need more roads. So I realized that this little commercial area is gonna be a bit close to my industry road, or rather industry area, but that's fine. I'll just basically continue this coming along here. That is fine. At some point we're gonna get into industry areas which are more cool, like farming, etc, etc. But for now, this is what we're doing. It's just a fairly long one. We can actually fit a road through here. That is some oddities with the zoning there. Actually, we don't need that right now. So let's go back to here. And we will do another set of roads here. So basically do a slightly longer on this occasion. This is obviously with zoning. There we go. And then we go in and we go to no zoning for this road. Coming down, not enough money. There we go. Can I even afford water now? Well, actually no, but I have water coming down this road as well as power close by. Again, let me just check, that is roughly here, so we can actually zone that as well. We will zone this little tile here, we'll zone that over here, and then we'll zone here, as well as here. I'm trying to see where it makes sense to zone. We'll do like a small one here. There we go. Right, let's hope that I can make some money now before we go all the way into the negatives. Come on, people, move into my city. How does this look? It doesn't look super good, does it? We'll see what I do about this at some point. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna make money, don't you worry. Yep, we have people coming in. What I could do, actually, now that I think about it, I can reduce the budgets here for some things. I don't know exactly how much that is gonna help. I don't know how much that is gonna help, but it's gonna help a little bit. Right, so there's more people moving in. Struggling a little bit with money, but we are closing in ever so slightly to positive. Because yeah, there's a fair bunch of people moving in right now, so that is good. That is very, very good indeed. Right, we're into positive cash flow. Yay! Exactly what I needed. Woo! And we actually have slots still open here for people to move into. That is to say, industry and commercial, right? Yes, there are still lots open here. So I'm kind of liking the fact that there is some holes, etc., etc. I would like to get some trees in. I do know that trees sort of die when they're close by to industry. I know that, but what can you do, eh? What can you do? So right now we do have some need for residential, but they should be moving in. And now we're getting some rain. And this is part. Is this part of the ice thing? I don't know what to call it, but the ice DLC. I think that is it. We're now playing on a snow map, but even without the snow map, you get like these weather effects on roads, which I kind of like. And we get the first milestone. So these are the milestones that I am talking about. So we have reached the first one. Little Hamlet, 420 people. 420, blaze it indeed. And we're going to go all the way up to where the village, tiny town, etc., etc., all the way up to Metropolis. No, that's not even the highest one. It's Megalopolis, that's the highest one. So what was that? How many people? 75,000. We are at 428, I believe. That is beautiful. So let's pause the game a bit, because we now have access to some stuff that we need to place, because the way that these games usually work is that as soon as you open up something, you kind of have to place it, because people are going to start expecting it. Now, I could actually fit this one in here, and it wouldn't look too bad. It would not look too bad, would it? But over here, I'm thinking. Yes. Let's place that one there. I know I took a few zoning bits and pieces off. We could do the recycling center, but not right now. We're going to go for a medical clinic, though. And these ones I can absolutely 100% place alongside some of my roads. Not all of them, mind. I don't want to place them along this road, for example, because that's going to be expanded on. And I think that this road is going to be expanded on as well. This road, however, isn't. Let's see what I can do about these power lines. Oh, that's the opposite of what I wanted to do, because we can attack. Yes, attack them. No, we can attach there. So now we don't need that, and we can actually attach power slightly more reasonable over here. Okay, so not entirely reasonable, I guess. Can I? Okay, so anarchy off doesn't actually help, but that's fine. We can place it here, like that. This is actually all connected, so now we can I didn't remove roads, did I? No, I did not. So now we can remove these ugly things, and this should work, right? Yes, there we go. Everyone has power. We don't have several ugly power lines, just these ones. And I kind of like that. As you come into the city, you are indeed passing underneath a very oddly shaped power line. I think there's supposed to be a tower here, but there isn't one. Oh well, that's fair enough. Right. So now we have some more spaces here. So we can actually... Well, isn't that interesting? Ooh. Okay. If this is a thing... Is this a thing? Does these connect? Oh. That's actually bad. Huh. Did not know that that was a thing. Did not know that you couldn't then place these alongside there. What happens if I do... Okay, let's place it here, because this is sort of what I wanted anyway. What if I do this? And I simply move this over here. Is this not now, or is this now not going to work? Let's come off out of move it. Does say working normally. Okay, so I might have to do this then. Which is, I mean, that's fine. We can have this... No, I am okay with it being here. Let's just make sure that it's in the correct place, which is sort of... Let's have it by the little crosswalk there. There we go. It's a bit janky. Let's see what we can do That needs to come up. That is why. There we go. It's going to come up a little bit here. So that road is going to have, or rather that car is going to have to be parking up it. That's fine. No, I want it like that. That's okay. It's fine. You can be placed like that. I don't care about that. Right. Those are the ones. Oh, we also need to do... Oh, crap. I don't have the money for that. That is 10,000. Well, we are making money at least. And with these services... Oh, we can actually do this now. Yes. Good. Good that I thought about that. Let's remove this. We can now... Ooh, I forgot about the road here. Disable zoning. Let's actually just have you come out a little bit. So we can have... Come on! Oh, is that actually... Oh, that's annoying. Let's not do it like that then. Let's have you come down sort of here, I guess. That works. So let's do that. Let's do some more pipes because we do have a very, very large need for residentials or people living in our fair little city or town. It's not really a city just yet, is it? No, it is not. So get that in, get some more stuff coming along here. We won't use the extreme, the little tile right next by the road in case I want to upgrade that. But I think that this is fine. So we are going to have to wait a little bit for some schools, etc. But we're going to get that in. Yeah, we're getting some... This is exactly what I didn't really like to get. These sort of weird things. But also, it's not a big problem. At some point, I'm obviously going to sort of add trees, etc. I think I can get trees in here. Should be able to, right? Yes, over here I have space for trees, etc. So we can sort of hide some of this, and obviously as soon as we unlock landscaping, we can work a little bit with this, make it a little bit more smooth. For now, though, this is looking fine. I'm okay with you having a nice terrace. That actually looks kind of cool. I mean, it's pure concrete, but still, it looks kind of cool. So there we go. And people are liking life. We're getting some people moving in, and oh, you know what? Speed up. Is that? There we go. 1, 2, 3 is speed. And in the next episode, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna be doing with regards to the roads, because right now it all looks kind of crap, doesn't it? And I don't want it to look like crap, so we're gonna try and avoid making it look like crap. So we're gonna start working with first of all. The traffic manager. By the way, should I not set this up? I need to learn all of the quick buttons. Quick setup, high priority. So control and click. How do I? Here we go. Bulk edit. Yes, there we go. So if I do that, yes, and I have mods. You can already see that. I believe there was crosswalks here. Yeah, I do have a mod that if you remove crosswalks, the actual visual representation of a crosswalk also is removed. And that is something we're going to do in many more places, because obviously I don't really want people walking around here anyway, so why would they need crosswalks? Might have this crosswalk. There are people actually moving, you know, back and forth to the commercial area here, so sure. True. Right, we're getting money in. I'm gonna end the episode on me actually affording to build a school, because the school is gonna be important. Where would I like to place the school? I'm thinking that I'm gonna keep the school over here. I probably am not gonna upgrade this road to be a large road. No, this is actually not gonna be a large road. So we can actually have a school here. There we go. Oh, you accept to be here. Or accept being here. But where I want you is, if I come out of this, I have a little crosswalk here, right by that, so that is going to be a good spot. Everybody likes that. That fits in perfectly here. We'll see what happens if I upgrade this road, though, because I just realized that it does fit in precisely. which could potentially cause issues. Not gonna lie, might cause issues at some point. Right, so we're making money. We are gonna have to keep going with commercial stuff over here. Not commercial, residential stuff, but also commercial. I have this little area, which I kind of like having stuff like this, but I might actually fit in some commercials down here somehow. Not exactly sure where, but we will look into that. We can also see that our... Ooh, what's happening here? What is up with you? Are you lacking people? Yes, you are. Okay, so fair enough. You're all lacking people. We're gonna fix that in the next episode. Let's actually put a pause in here. So next episode we're gonna just simply grow a bit more, and we're gonna start looking into how I want to set up various roads, etc., etc. Because I haven't been doing any of that so far. Haven't been doing any traffic manager stuff as well. And I gotta say, some things I don't really appreciate about the game when it comes to industrial. It's been like a few months and it's already desolated here. That's not really how reality works, but sure, whatever. However, I will most likely use, I think is that in landscaping? Maybe it is. I think I have a surface painter, so I will most likely paint this in with like concrete, because that just makes it look a little bit better, because obviously we're never gonna get trees to grow properly here anyway. Right, I think that this is a fun little start to this series. We'll see what I can do moving on forward. But yeah, I kind of like this. Gonna try to figure out sort of how I want everything to look. Oh, you're actually lacking water. Yes, you are. Well, let me hook you up there, brother. There we go. You can have some water. Maybe that's one of the reasons why you actually didn't exist, or rather stopped existing. Maybe. You got water now. That's fine. So, in the next episode, yeah, we'll keep going. I like this. This is a good start, I think. And there are a lot of things that we're going to do to make this look good, etc., etc. And once we open up some more of the tiles, I'll change these roads around a bit. I might actually move away from this sort of an overpass and do something like a bridge, or either over or under. Just a simple one, because right now we're still a very tiny city. So as you can see, if I turn the speed on, there's not a whole lot of cars coming in and out, so we're not really bothered by that for now. Right. That is going to be it for this episode. I hope that you join me for this series. Even though this might not be your cup of tea, I might be able to bring at least some enjoyment from doing this. For now though, this has been Ghostmat Gaming with me, Christopher. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.